Cold steel wakes with a scream, the kind that echoes through war-torn skies. It's not just a machine, though. It's a predator. All snakes are feared, but not all bite. This cobra brings venom and a hell of a fight. Hey everyone, my name is King Plays, and today in this video I'm going to be reviewing the AH-1G Cobra, the first ever American attack helicopter and one of the first attack helicopters in the entire world. Now this video is going to be broken into parts, so the timestamps on the video will show you where to go to reach that certain part. I'm going to start off the video by telling you a few quick facts and historical context of the AH-1G Cobra. So the AH-1G Huey Cobra, made by Huey, was the first US Army's first ever dedicated attack helicopter. It was introduced during the height of the Vietnam War in 1967. It was designed for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to kill or cover. Born from the AH-1 Huey, which we also have in War Thunder as a kind of support helicopter, the Cobra was slimmer, faster, and a lot meaner. This was the first time helicopters weren't just transporting troops, they were hunting. With tandem seating, a narrow fuselage, and a nose packed with weapons, the AH-1G was a new breed of aerial predator. It was built in a rush, just months from prototype to battlefield, but it changed warfare for decades. In decades, I mean it. The AH-1G was used for about 70 years, and it is still in active service, although not by the US Army, rather the US Marine Corps, which uses its highly modified and overhauled variant called the AH-1Z or Z. But I won't be talking about that helicopter in this video because that is a totally different airframe and a totally different beast. The Cobra was streamlined, sleek, and fast. With a top speed of over 170 miles per hour, it could outpace danger and bring the fight fast. Its narrow profile made it harder to hit, while its agility gave pilots an edge in tight spaces. It was also designed to escort transport helicopters into hot zones and extract them under fire. The Cobra flew 1 million operational hours in Vietnam, a workhorse and a war machine. It was to the infantry an angel with a bite, to the enemy a death with rotors. There were more variants of the AH-1, but the most memorable and most influential were the AH-1G, the grandfather. The Cobra would evolve into the H-1S, the AH-1W Super Cobra, and today's AH-1Z Viper, which, as I said, the Marine Corps uses. The plan was to make a helicopter that could fight, not just ferry troops, and that's exactly what Bell did. The prototype of the AH-1 first flew in September 7th, 1965 in Fort Worth, Texas. This was piloted by Floyd Carlson, Bell's chief test pilot at the time. After entering service, the AH-1G Cobra was part of the Huey family, but optimized for attack in 1967. Bell delivered over 1,100 AH-1Gs during the war. AH-1G made its combat debut in 1967 in the war in Vietnam, used heavily during the Tet Offensive and major operations beside that. Assigned to air cavalry troops and aerial rocket artillery units, often escorted UH-1 Slicks during insertions and extractions or flew ahead to suppress enemy fire. Its impact was immediate. Troops started calling it the Snake, and the name Cobra stuck hard. In its legacy, it was the first dedicated attack helicopter in the US military. It paved the way for future gunships like the famed AH-64 Apache. The AH-1G comes standard with 38 FFAR Mighty Mouse rockets and a turret that goes at the front with 7.62 belts with a fire rate of 4,000 rounds per minute. Although this can be upgraded and changed to the 40mm cannon that fires high explosive grenades and is very useful for taking out light tanks and or MBTs if you hit them on the roof. The AH-1G comes in two variants in War Thunder. It comes in its standard AH-1G Cobra in the American tech tree, rank 5, and on the Israeli tech tree, rank 5, called the Tsefa A. But in retrospect, these two are exactly the same, apart from some visual modifications done by the Israelis, with the Israeli star on the tail and a different exhaust for the engine. Sitting at a battle rating of 8.0 in ground battles, the AH-1G and the Tsefa A are going to have a bit of a problem facing SPAA, because they have no access to AGMs like the later Huey UH-1B and UH-1C in the American tech tree. They, unlike them, do not have these AGMs like the AGM-146 or the 156, so they have to get up real close and destroy tanks and SPA with rockets, which although they do have a lot of, they still can't get that close because the SPA are armed with radar that is accurate and deadly. The AH-1 is regarded as the most overpowered rank 5 helicopter or starting helicopter because of three main reasons. Its armament, consisting of rockets, 76 2.75 inch Mighty Mouse rockets that pack one hell of a punch. Its 40mm grenade launcher, which can pen almost anything on its roof, especially at that tier. It can even survive up tiers if you don't face SPA. And third, its amazing flight performance. Now, the AH-1 can move in any direction really fast. The video you see is not really giving it justice because this is arcade, but in realistic, it can really move. And especially with the new update that's coming in 2 weeks, the flight performance will increase because there will be a kind of update that makes all helicopters move faster, a more realistic kind of movement for helicopters. All in all, at 8.0, the AH-1 is only really missing those AGMs that starter helicopters like the German Alouette do have. But other than that, I'd say this is the best, really the best helicopter you can have at rank 5. And it really shows. Well, I didn't really use it in this video against tanks, but in helicopter PV, it is really a beast. When it comes to upgrading the AH-1G, I really recommend first getting the compressor, then after that getting more rockets, and lastly getting the grenade launcher. in rank 2. After that, you can really research anything you want because you've got all the major things, but I would suggest getting the engine upgrades first if you actually want more lift, because the engine itself isn't that powerful. And that, guys, would be kind of the end of this video. And keep in mind, this is my first time showing my voice, so I am a little bit nervous. This is my first time doing kind of this video essay. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever.